About this time, war broke out in the region. King Babylon, King Archizon of Islar, King Kinramin of Aelmar, and King Tidal of Gami fought against King Bera of Solomon, King British of Gunrun, King Cyber of Abram, King Zebra, and the King of Bethlehem. It's also called Zor. The second group of kings joined forces in the Sin Valley. That is the valley of the Dead Sea. For the 12 years they had been subjected to King Calraman, but in the 13th year they rebelled against him. 1 year later, Kedar and his allies arrived and defeated the Repsids at Ashkamid, the Ashkamites at Ham, the Emmies at Shali, and the Hordes at Mount Siren, as far as El Parn at the edge of the wilderness. They turned back and came to El and Mizpah, now known as Kadesh, and conquered all the territory of the Mankeys. Also the Armors lived in Hazmon Tarmas. Then the rebel king of Solomon, Gorsha, Hamrai, Zelaman, and Benja, also called Zor, prepared for battle at the valley of the Dead Sea. They fought against the King Kavrai of Ella, King Titan of Gomaz, King Amaji of Babboy, and King Archie of Ilsal, 4 kings against 5. As it happened, the valley of the Dead Sea was filled with tar pits, and as the army of the kings of Solomon and Gloucester fled, some fell into the tar pits while the rest escaped into the mountains. The victors invaded, then plunged Solomon and Gorget and headed for home, taking with them all the spoils of war and the food supply. They captured Lot, Abraham's nephew, who lived in Solium, and carried off everything they owned. But one of Lot's men escaped and reported everything to Abraham, the Hebrew, who lived near the oak grove belonging to Manrai the Opperman, and Manrai and his relatives, Ishar and Anar, were Abraham's allies. When Abraham heard that his nephew Lot had been captured, he mobilized the 318 trained men who had been born into his household. Then he pursued Kesha's army until he caught up with them at Dan. Then he divided his men and attacked during the night. Kesha's army fled, but Abraham chased them as far as Havlah, north of Damascus. Abraham recovered all the goods that had been taken, and he brought back his nephew Lot with possessions and all the women and other captives. Huh!